Hello everyone, well today I'm going to be looking at a budget priced bagged vacuum cleaner. This is a Goblin GC200 and it's available exclusively from Asda stores or asda.com. Now it's what I would consider to be a budget priced vacuum at £60. Replacement bags are available. A pack of 5 will cost you £6. But at the moment, at the time of making this video, this particular cleaner is on rollback at only £39, and they've even taken £1 off the bag, so a pack of 5 bags will cost you £5. So £39 for a bagged vacuum cleaner is very cheap, but you do get what you pay for. So let's have a look to see if this Goblin is good value. Well, Goblin claim that this vacuum cleaner is extra quiet at only 72 decibels. It has a synthetic dust bag, HEPA filtration, and adjustable electronic suction control. So all that for £39 seems too good to be true. So here we go, it's the instruction book. There's one spare bag. They are made of a material, but they're not meant to be reused. You are supposed to, once the bag is full, dispose of the full bag and replace it with a new one. And I believe these take 2.5 litres of dirt. So they're not huge, but they're bigger than most sort of cordless, bagless cleaners you can buy. This is the one small cleaning tool, which is better than I expected. It is a crevice and dusting brush combined. So you can use it like that as a crevice tool and then pull the brush out, and you've got a little brush attachment there. This is the flexible hose, which is quite short by the looks of it. Quite a nice comfortable handle. You do get a suction control on the handle as well that opens up a vent to reduce suction. Here's the wand, which is metal and telescopic, so you can adjust it, but that is, well, it's not too short, but it's not very long. If you're very tall, you might be stooping when using this cleaner. Here's the carpet and floor nozzle. Looks a reasonable design. You've got litter pickers either side to help deal with pet hair, and you've got, of course, a foot operated pedal that lowers a brush at the front and a squeegee at the back for your hard floors. So brushes up for carpets, brushes down for hard floors, and you've got 2 large wheels on the back and 2 smaller roller type wheels at the front. So here is the cleaner itself. Which I have to say doesn't look as good in real life as it does on the box. Because on the box, this part here appears to be a shiny chrome finish. It will be plastic anyway. So it, yeah, looks a bit cheaper, but you know, this is normally £60, but £39, what do you expect? Okay, so here's the cleaner itself. It's nice and compact and pretty lightweight. I do like these big wheels which help it to maneuver across the carpet or floor. Even on this plush pile carpet, it seems to be quite maneuverable, as well as 2 wheels at the back. We also have a swivel caster at the front. There's also a parking slot here. So once you've attached the main carpet and floor nozzle to the wand, you can actually clip it in there. That helps you carry the machine. It also helps keep everything together in storage. Incidentally, if you want to buy an extra set of tools for this machine, because obviously it only comes with the main tool and the little combination, if you want a dusting tool and another upholstery tool, the diameter of the tool kit for these is 35mm. So if you just search on eBay or Amazon 35mm vacuum cleaner tools, you can get a set of 3 for around £5 if you want to extend the versatility, because it is lacking a dusting brush, it is lacking a dedicated upholstery nozzle. It's a shame they're not included, but it's pretty cheap if you just want to buy another set to go with this machine. So we've got automatic cord rewind as well. And I think the cord is fairly short. It gets good reviews, this cleaner. A couple of reviewers mentioned that the cord could be longer. And we can see, as in most vacuum cleaners of this price point, a little sticker appears. So you really shouldn't pull out the cord much further than this sticker, because then a red sticker appears. So we'll just rewind that wire. That feels quite vigorous. Hang on, I'll show that at the end, but it seems to have quite a strong cord rewind. So it's HEPA filtration as well, and there is a filter on the back of this cleaner. So this will be the final HEPA filter. There will be a pre-motor filter as well. There's some more sound insulation there. That isn't a filter, it's not removable. So there's the filter. Like so. There's also a parking slot, which again holds the main floor nozzle if you just want to park the cleaner briefly to pause your cleaning. Instead of just lying it on the floor, you can just park it onto there. Well, I just pulled the thing off. Right, you need to make sure that that's on firmly first. Give it a bit of a squeeze. There you go. And the bag is inside this compartment here, so that's nice. It stays open, you don't have to hold it open. And then you can lift out the bag when it's full using this little piece here. Slide out the bag, dispose of that in the bin, and then slot in a new bag. And then here is the pre-motor filter in the bag compartment. How does that come out? Is it it might be a slide up one. Let's have a look. It's a bit hard to remove, but you have to slightly pull up the filter and then open it from the top. It hinges, and then you can brush that filter clean. You can wash it. You can also wash the exhaust HEPA filter, but in my experience, exhaust filters don't need as much maintenance, especially in a bagged vacuum. You might find dust gets on that, so just keep an eye on it. But you won't be washing filters the frequency you wash a bagless vacuum cleaner. Maybe once every several months you might need to wash that, and as I said, maybe once a year for the HEPA exhaust filter. Because with a bagged vacuum cleaner, the main filter is of course the dust bag. There's a little arrow on the bag. You have to insert that into the bag holder like that. Just push it fully home, and then the bag holder goes back into the bag compartment. Let's make sure it's properly seated, and then you can close the bag door. Here's the control panel of the vacuum cleaner that incorporates a foot operated on-off switch, a foot operated automatic cord rewind, and then a finger operated suction control. The electronic speed control has 5 settings, with the lowest power for curtains up to setting 5 for hard floors or heavily soiled surfaces. There's also a bag check indicator to show you if there's a blockage or the bag's full. The hose fits into the cleaner here with just a push, and it swivels to prevent it tangling. If you want to remove the hose, you just squeeze the 2 buttons either side and take it out of the cleaner. The hose handle also swivels to prevent tangling. I'm going to use my suction gauge to find out the suction power of this Goblin vacuum cleaner on its highest setting. Now, the suction power doesn't equate to good performance. There are many other factors to take into account, i.e. the design of the nozzle, but it gives you a rough guide of the sort of suction you can get from this machine, which actually uses 800 watts of electricity. Now, this vacuum cleaner does have a suction relief valve fitted inside, which means if the airflow is obstructed, i.e. you've got a full bag or a blockage, a suction gauge will open in the machine to allow air to flow through it to keep the motor cool to prevent it from overheating. So normally when I attach my suction gauge to a machine fitted with a suction relief valve, the suction will drop because it is allowing air into the system from another inlet, normally on the body of the vacuum. So we'll get a rough idea of the suction power. So without any further ado, let's see what this Goblin measures. Well, this Goblin vacuum cleaner peaked at around 64 on my gauge before the suction relief valve kicked in and reduced it to around 60, which is average for this type of vacuum cleaner. Okay, I'm now going to see how easy it is to push the nozzle on my plush pile carpet on the cleaner's maximum suction setting. Now, with many carpets you will have to reduce the setting if you find the nozzle difficult to push, and my plush pile carpet in the living room is very difficult for many vacuum cleaners to cope with, upright, cylinder and cordless, so I do think I might have to reduce the suction of this Goblin. So I can confirm it is quite short. I've got it fully extended, so if you're quite tall you might find you're having to stoop a bit with this vacuum cleaner. It's not the longest tube, but it's adequate for most people. So we'll switch the machine on. The default setting will be the lowest setting, and then I'll ramp the suction up to setting 5, which is maximum. But it is, I think you can still hear me, for a supermarket vacuum cleaner, that's its maximum suction setting. It is very quiet, but I think I'm going to have trouble pushing this nozzle. Yes, very difficult. I'll turn it down to setting 3. It takes a while for the motor to realise that you've actually selected a lower. Can you hear it now? It's gone down. Well, that's easier to push on setting 3, and Goblin recommends setting 3 for day-to-day cleaning, but on this pile of carpet it is very difficult to push. I'm going to try it on a lower pile carpet as well. Let's just switch it off. Hopefully you've heard me through all that. As I said, this is very quiet for a budget price vacuum cleaner. I mean, £60, it's pretty good value, but for what I paid for it, I mean, it's still very good value for money. Obviously, it's very difficult to push. If you want to, of course, because this is a 35mm tube, you can buy an optional turbo head. It won't be specifically for this. You can get a generic turbo head. So just search for 35mm vacuum turbo head and you'll find many on eBay and Amazon that will fit this cleaner. Turbo heads tend to be easier to push on plusher pile carpet, and they can deal with pet hair easier than a straight suction nozzle like the one you get supplied. I'm in another room of my house now to test the Goblin on a much shorter pile carpet. Now the carpet you can see here is the carpet that covers the rest of my house. All the bedrooms, the stairs, everywhere else is carpeted in this short pile carpet. It's only my living room that has a deeper plush pile. So I'm hoping that this Goblin, even on full power, will be a little bit easier to push on this shorter pile. Okay, here goes. Wait for it to ramp up again to full power. So yes, even on full power, it's not easy, but it's not difficult. If I reduce the power to sort of midway, which is setting 3, again it's taking a while for the power level to adjust. So setting 3 is the power level you use for everyday cleaning. And certainly on a short pile carpet, that seems fairly easy to push. I will say though, it is quite annoying having a very short extension wand. Again, if you wanted to, you can buy another cheap generic 35mm wand to add to this one or to replace it and have more height. But if you're shorter, you're not going to be bothered, but if you're very tall, you will be stooping down to use this vacuum. I'm just about to do a short carpet cleaning demonstration, so I've put down a load of mess on this carpet, which includes some red sand, some green sand, some bits of porridge oats, lentils, dog hair, carpet fluff, all sorts. And I'm going to pass the nozzle forward and back slowly through the middle just to see how effective this Goblin cleaner is. And then, of course, I'll clean up the rest of this dirt. That will be followed by a demonstration of this machine on a hard floor surface. So I'm going to use the machine on full power for this extreme demonstration. So again, I'll have to wait for the machine to ramp up. Okay, it should be on full power now. Well, considering I only went forward and back slowly through the middle of all this dirt, that isn't bad at all. It's more or less picked up everything. There are a few smaller particles which will be removed the next time I pass the nozzle over. But all in all, considering the amount of dirt I've put down, that's pretty impressive for a budget-priced vacuum cleaner. Okay then, I'm in my kitchen and I've put down a load of dirt including sand and rolled oats, and I'm going to use the Goblin on its maximum setting using the carpet and hard floor nozzle, but this time I'm using it in the hard floor position, i.e. with the brushes down. Okay, forward and back through the middle of this dirt so we can judge the results. Well, as you can see, not a complete clean sweep. The cleaner seemed to do very well on the forward pass, but when I pulled the nozzle back, you could see it depositing the dirt back onto the floor. And we've got that age-old problem of snow ploughing. You can see here at the front where a lot of the larger particles have just been pushed in front of the nozzle. Now obviously this is an extreme example and I'm fairly confident I'll be able to clean all this mess up using the Goblin bagged vacuum. Now, it's normally at this stage of a video when I show you the state of the filters. Now, obviously, this is a bagged vacuum cleaner, so I'm not expecting to see filthy filters like I would in a comparable bagless machine. So if this was a budget-priced bagless cleaner, I would expect to show you a very clogged, pleated filter. But because this has a bag in it, fingers crossed, it should be all fairly clean inside the bag compartment. Okay, let's have a look. Let's take the bag out, which is pretty heavy, pretty full after all that mess I've picked up. And we'll have a look. Wow, inside the bag compartment. Can you just see that? That is still very, very clean, which means that the synthetic bag fitted has done a very good job of keeping all that dirt inside. And if we have a look at the filter, this is a bit awkward to get into this. There's a certain knack which I haven't worked out properly yet. You have to press it down. Okay, that is pretty difficult to remove. I don't know if it's just mine, but here is the filter. And as you can see, there are a couple of tiny specks of dirt on it, but that is very, very clean, as I would expect from a bagged vacuum. I'm going to take a quick look at the final HEPA exhaust filter. And as you can see, it's still clean. Now, the HEPA filter is designed to capture very fine dust particles that have made their way through the dust bag and the pre-motor filter. So this should stay fairly clean. You should only need to attend to this HEPA filter maybe once a year. Now, it will become black after several months' use, and that is carbon dust produced by the electric motor. So there's nothing to bother about. You can just give this a good wash. Make sure it's dry, of course. Leave it overnight or up to 24 hours, and then you can place it back in the back of the cleaner. Make sure it's clipped in like that, and then you can pop the grill back into position. Well, that's about the end of my review and demonstration of the Goblin CG200 bagged cylinder vacuum cleaner. Now, at £60, which is the regular price of this machine, I think that is very good value for money, and I wouldn't hesitate to recommend this machine. If you can buy this machine on rollback for £39, then that to me is an absolute no-brainer. Just pop it in your shopping trolley with your groceries and take one home, even if you don't need it, because this machine will be ideal just for cleaning out the car, or if you want a second cleaner to keep upstairs, or just to use it in addition with your cordless vacuum. This could be your only vacuum cleaner if you have a small house or a flat, or if your home is mainly hard floor, laminate floors, maybe a few rugs. You could find this cleaner is everything you need. There are a few niggles, mainly the length of the hose and the extension wand. They're a bit short, so if you're quite tall, you will find you're having to stoop to use the machine, and it only comes with this additional tool. But as I said earlier, you can buy a 35mm set of tools for this from eBay or Amazon very, very cheaply, and you can add extra tools including a dusting brush or upholstery nozzle if you so desire. If you have any comments or questions about this machine, please comment below, and I'll see you all very soon for the next video. Bye for now.